If someone does want to learn a shortcut or two for being happy, I'm curious what you tell people, because surely you get asked that.
Look, the answer to your question, what are the shortcuts, could fill many books, and it does. But if you asked me to stand on one leg and say in just a sentence, what's the single dominating, like Rabbi Hillel, what's the single dominating factor in human happiness, I would pull up my leg and say we're a social creature, care about and be interactive with other human beings.
Mm-hmm. A common theme throughout the book is how bad we are at predicting our own future selves, what will make our future selves happy and secure and confident and so on. And it strikes me that that's the idea that gave way eventually to this set of commercials we want to talk about. Is that, would one be right to commit to that being the central theme of the book essentially?
Yes, it is. In fact, it's the central theme of my research. I never was and still am not a happiness researcher. My interest has always been in errors of prospection, or in English, why we look into our futures and make mistakes about what will happen and how we'll feel when it does. It turns out that if you're interested in prospection, you immediately become interested in happiness, because happiness is the reason that people prospect at all.
I want you to unpack that a little bit more.
Well, if I asked you, why should an animal have evolved all of the extra neural machinery it takes to think about and look into and plan for the future, surely the answer is that it can make better decisions in the present when it can envision different futures and figure out which one it would rather be in than not. That's really just a fancy way of saying we can look into the future and figure out which things will make us more or less happy and then take one road rather than the other. It's what prospection is for. It's to optimize our happiness, because happiness is a signal that the brain gives us that we are on track to doing the things that evolution wants us to do, namely surviving and reproducing. It's no accident that if you take all the things that make human beings happy, almost all of them are conducive to survival and reproduction, and the opposite for those that make us unhappy. That's not a coincidence. That tells you what prospection is for.